All right, you guys. So I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going live. This is my third time doing this. Nobody was in here. I would really appreciate if you guys let me know that you guys see me, that you guys hear me. I'm coming on live specifically because I want to chat with you guys. I want to connect with you guys, and also because I've been getting requests to come on live. I'm on live, and nobody was really saying anything. I don't know what's going on. Um, let's see. I am live on my YouTube channel right now. Today's topic, I was going to be talking about, depending on if you guys show up or not, Meghan McCain, Jeannie, Wendy Williams, the talk, Senator Tim Scott, so on and so forth. Let me know if you do hear me, please. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why no one's in here. Patreon.com/JOA. I'd really appreciate it if you show minimum of $5 support. I really don't know what's going on as to why nobody's in here. I'm going to be accepting callers on. If you want to come on after I do my commentary, I'll be sending a link. So let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Look, I'm coming on here because I want to connect with you guys, and I'm not getting nobody commenting in the chat. I need to know if you guys can hear me or not so I can continue on with the video. Because I don't understand why no one's in here. I don't get it. I don't know. I guess it's Sunday. So I guess I can get started. I'm not really sure why no one's in the chat, and it's really aggravating me at the moment because I'm eating my food and I'm not in here. Why is nobody in the chat? Can somebody comment in the chat, please? Just say hello. Type in the number 1. Can you say something? Somebody testing. Can somebody say something? Why is nobody in the queue? Okay, I see I have 5 people watching. I think something's going on. I don't know what's going on with the channel. Nobody's really saying anything. Can somebody please say hello? Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear me? Hello, 5 people in here. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all write something in the chat? I don't know what's going on. If not, I'm just going to get off of here and call it a night because I'm on here specifically for you guys, but no one is saying anything. So, what is it going to be? Do y'all want me to do this live or not? Can somebody say they're here in the chat? Please. Can somebody say they're here in the chat? I don't know what's going on. I don't know why no one's saying anything. Hello? All right, I guess let me just start and do what I need to do. All right, hello, thank you. Finally, after 2 minutes and after 3 minutes, somebody says hi. Thank you so much. All right, so if you're new to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you go to patreon.com/JOA. $5 means a lot. Minimum support for my channel. I get censored on here a lot. YouTube don't like to talk about politics or negative things that happens in politics or just negative things in general. So I really do appreciate it. If you're also new, please subscribe and click the bell. You will be the first to know when I upload. I really don't know why a lot of people aren't on here tonight. I really don't get it. I mean, part of the video. I mean, part of the live is going to be about Meghan McCain. So I guess the first topic I want to talk about is Meghan McCain is what I talked about in yesterday's video. She basically denied nepotism. She denied nepotism, and she basically says she's been in the industry since she was 22 years old, and she made a claim that when is it going to be time that you guys are going to accept agency over her life, that literally her father isn't the only is someone that got her in the door, but her work ethic kept her there. And first and foremost, the girl has no work ethic. I don't know if you guys notice, but when the camera is not on her, when the camera is on Joy Behar or Sarah Haynes or the other hosts, the girl is literally glued to her phone. And I don't know if you guys are an avid watcher of the show, but there were times where it was her turn to talk and her face was stunned. Like she would get a stunned face as if like she's reading the notes on her phone and like she's not really ready to talk. So I'm assuming that it's her husband that's letting her know X, Y, and Z, or maybe it's that independent conservative writer, or she's looking at different writers on Twitter that's commenting on different things. Because y'all know when the show airs, things trend, what they talk about. So I'm sure she's looking for a writer that's lean right politically, so she can use that as her talking point. And she done that already with independent conservative writer. She took her own words and plagiarized in her own tweet. I did a video on that, and so she be playing Candy Crush. I don't know what she be playing. I personally think she be on her phone looking at notes so she can know what to say. So nepotism got her to the door. She said she's been in the industry since she was 22. I basically been doing this off and on since I was 18 years old. And when I tell you guys, it's very hard to get your foot in the door. If you want to get into the business of radio or television, you have to send a resume tape. And basically what a resume tape is, it shows you how you look on camera. It shows how you tell a story. It shows your body language, your movement, your look, and it takes a director of radio or TV 5 seconds to look at it, and they know within 5 seconds whether or not, if they want you or not. If they don't want you, they're going to throw that shit in the trash can. And so with the McCain last name, she doesn't really need a resume tape. She doesn't really need a radio tape. All she needs really is a agent that she can afford, a great agent that has connections through different various networks, presidents of different networks, and so she can get her a job. You know, she started on the Daily Beast. The Daily Beast is a very popular blog. It has over 1 million followers, you know, on Twitter. They have their own YouTube channel. And so she wrote about her life on the Daily Beast. And she was surprised. She said that her blog got over 1 million views. She was talking about her life with her father, being on the road with her father. Of course, that's going to get a lot of hits because that's free marketing. That's free marketing right there. That's like me coming on YouTube like I am, although it's going to take really longer. But all of my growth on YouTube has been organic marketing. That's how I got the way I've gotten to over the years. And I've never like really shared anything on different social media outlets. I just started using my Twitter and I got to where I got through YouTube because YouTube has its own search engine. Now imagine her father being John McCain. Imagine how much marketing goes into him organically, meaning that you're not paying anything for it. Imagine how much marketing goes into that. He's a public figure and you are the daughter. So you are implanted in that free organic marketing, so to speak. So of course you're going to get 1 million hits, 1 million views on your blog. And then you're going to vouch to iHeartMedia as a radio DJ. And you're going to vouch towards MSNBC. And you're going to vouch towards the 5 on Fox News. And then now you're on The View. Of course, that's going to happen. So, yeah, nepotism means that there's someone within the organization of your company that hired you because you got the job. John McCain may not be the organization of the company, but when I tell you a lot of these networks like to have big representations from big ass politicians like a John McCain. Look at the Bush girl on today's show. She's related to the Bush family. You know, she's boring as fuck, but she got the job not because she went to school to study journalism, but she has that last name attached to it. And then when you are a Bush or a McCain or whatever politicians, it don't really matter if you have experience or not, as long as you are able to talk, as long as you make sense, you are articulate, and you know you really don't look like a tree monster on TV, then yeah, they're going to put you on there. So yes, you're always going to align yourself to be a nepotism because you always talk about your father. And so growing up, you know, I watched Miley Cyrus on Disney Channel. I watched Hannah Montana, but I never really thought of that I never thought of her as being, you know, a nepotist. You know, her father being a country singer, you know, he had a one-hit wonder. Now he has a 2-hit wonder with with Lil Nas X. But she really never mentioned her father. I mean, her talent speaks for herself. She's a good enough singer, good enough actress, good enough performer. So when I think about Miley Cyrus, I don't think about, her father got to where she is. Someone did mention that, well, with his name, I'm sure she got connects to Disney Channel. Yeah, maybe. But at the same time, to me, it's not a bad thing if you have a mom or dad that's associated with the industry. It's not a bad thing. I, for me, would love to grow up and be a part of a family that is already set. You know, I would love to have a child that when I have a child, that they're set, that they don't have to worry about working at a minimum wage job to help me with bills or something. Everybody nowadays want to be from the hood. I don't understand the meaning about it. It's kind of like what Big Lon says. They want our rhythm, but they don't want our blues. Like it's a cool thing to be from the hood for some reason. Like there's Chet Hayes, who was born in like Beverly Hills, whose father is Tom Hanks, Mr. Forrest Gump, but yet he talks as if he's been hanging around a lot of black people. He's been hanging around like the urban community, or he's been from the hood. For some reason, in mainstream media, if you want to get into like music or just mainstream, it's good to have a story that basically aligns to sympathy. And for some reason, everyone wants to be from the hood that's in music. And I don't get it. I really don't get it at all. It's not a freaking, it's not a damn accomplishment or a damn bragging call for say I'm from the hood. I think a lot of people want to say that because they feel like it's equivalent to going to prison, that they know how to fight, that they got hands, that it's a vouching card for, oh, don't fuck with me. You know, I can tear your ass up. I'm from the hood. So, you know, it's crazy. So with Meghan McCain, it's like, girl, it's hard. Like it's really hard to get your foot in the door in the industry. Y'all don't understand how long and how hard I've been working just to get my foot in the door on the radio, y'all. I was vouching to be a damn janitor. I would volunteer for free. I would work for free, but I don't have the McCain last name. I can't even get my foot in the door. And then it's not like trying to apply for McDonald's or Walmart, where if you ask for the status for your damn application every week, that it's seen as you want to work. It's not like that in the entertainment industry. They see you as a pest, and now you're blacklisted. So I really didn't get a lot of opportunities in my area in New Orleans. They didn't want to hire me in radio. I graduated from college in 2016, and for the past like four plus years, I've been trying to get my foot in the door in the radio. Like I had big dreams to be a DJ and you know, of course, vouch outside, go to a bigger market like in New York and LA, but it didn't work like that because nobody wanted to give me a chance. And then when I had an interview one time, I stated my case as to what I want to do and how I am. Radio directors like, we don't want to offend people. Well, okay. If I want to say that Rachel Dolezal pretending to be black so she can get a scholarship out of NAACP, and that's offending people, how's that offending people? How's telling the truth offending people? So now I guess God blessed me in a different way with this whole YouTube situation. Now I guess he did. And radio is really nothing that's, it's not like how it is back in the day where you work in a promotions department, you work your way up to a DJ, and then you do your 2-3 years, you vouch yourself in a higher market. It's not like that anymore. And I'm happy that it's not like that anymore. Now with social media, now talent scouts are looking at social media for different people and so on and so forth. And I'm blessed that at least while I don't have the McCain last name to get my foot in the door at the Daily Beast or MSNBC or CBS, whatever, but at least I can say that, hey, I worked my ass off. And if I had to trade it, if I had to trade being a McCain or having a credible last name versus where I am now, I would pick where I am now versus that, because I don't want someone to vouch for, oh, he got this job because of his last name. But it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be born into a rich family. I would rather have, this is why I say don't be a child having kids, because I would rather bring in a child into this world where they're set. You see what I mean? Yeah, you're still going to have to work hard. Yeah, you're still going to have to apply at McDonald's or Burger King or whatever. I'm going to make you work. But at the same time, I don't want them to worry and not to have the resources to go to school, to get an education, and so on and so forth. And so for some reason in this industry, people like to say they're from the hood like it's cool. Like Chet Hayes wants to be from the hood so bad when his father is Tom fucking Hanks, okay? He is Tom Hanks from Forrest Gump. Why is it so cool for people to say they from the hood, but yet when they want to get stopped by the police or when they want to apply for the job, they don't want to deal with the blues of being a minority or a person of color? You know, so it's like people just want those brownie points saying that, oh, they've been in several fights, they from the hood, you know, they down with the community. So that's just another way for people that are on the music industry to, you know, gain clout and gain profit through that. So yes, you know, as long as you continue to mention your father, which you have several times, yes, you're going to be associated with your father getting you that job, because in essence, he got you that job. Ain't no damn way someone with an art history degree that if I graduate an art history degree and I apply at radio stations and TV stations, they're going to look at my resume and say, wait, he has an art history degree. Why is he trying to apply here? Like I showed my resume to a news director and I have a marketing degree and I got asked, okay, you want to be in news? I'm telling you this, when you apply to different news organizations, the news directors are going to see marketing, and then that's going to be a confusion. So with Meghan McCain, had she been me with an art history degree, ain't nobody gonna hire her ass. It's a confusion when you send your resume. Like, you want to be in TV, but yet you have an art history degree. How are you beneficial to our station? So, you know, with her last name, that's how she got there. And so I'm glad that the internet, social media, millennial generation, you know, y'all can say what y'all want to say about these social medias, Twitters, whatever, about how they lean a certain way in politics, but there's pros and cons to every situation. And so I'm highly blessed that I'm able to connect with people internationally on an internet platform on my own terms and make it how I want to make it. So yes, she got her job through her parents, and her career, her brand messaging is going to continuously be nepotism. I don't think of Miley Cyrus as someone that went through nepotism, because like we're the same age. Growing up, I'm not thinking of her father like getting her a job, and plus she never really mentions her father or anything, and her talent speaks for itself. So, you know, I'm sure she got that Disney connect through her father possibly, or maybe he knew somebody in the music industry and somebody knew somebody to get her an audition. But, you know, she had some talent. So that got her the job, not her father. You know, so I really don't view her as that. And I would go far to say that she is even self-made. You see what I mean? Despite, you know, her father being in the industry. So yes, you're not going to have agency over your life. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. That's just how it is. All right. So I want to talk about The Real real quick. It's been a while since I spoke about The Real. And I don't know if y'all knew this, but The Real has always been fake as fuck since day one, even when Tamar was on there, since they first started. And that reason being is because I don't know if y'all remember when Big Lon was like, see, y'all saying Fox News, we're on Fox, and Fox don't accept diversity. Well, here they are hiring 5 women of color, yada, 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 yada. Okay, girl, explain this. Can you explain this, please? Big Lon? Big Lon, can you explain this? The Real hit with discrimination complaint over Muslim headscarf controversy. Can Big Lon talking about The Real accepting people of color diversity hosts on The Real on Fox, but yet they were hit with a discrimination complaint in between the 6-week peak in their season 1. I think it was season 1. But can you explain how you get hit with a discrimination complaint over Muslim headscarf controversy? And I hate how this title is titled, because it's not a controversy. It's a fucking racial issue, a racist issue from Big Lon's supposed talk show that she had to deal with. And so basically, Big Lonnie Love, there were some hosts, there were audience members that wanted to go on The Real's audience members. And the producers of The Real basically said that they need to go in the back because they can't be seen on camera with the hijab, with the headscarf. So the 2 girls complied, and they ended up talking to a lawyer. Her name's Fatima. She's a discrimination attorney in California. And they filed a discrimination complaint against the show. And if I were them, I would have sued the fuck out that show. I would have sued, because ain't no way there's a show that's supposed to represent diversity of all people of color, and yet you are told as an audience member that is supposed to be represented from that show to sit in the back because you have a hijab. How the fuck does that make any sense? Can somebody please tell me how the fuck that makes sense? This is why I was never down for that show from day one, because of that situation happened. And I still gave that show a chance, but it's obvious that that show does not like certain people, my people for one, and black people who actually speak on black issues for two. Y'all gotta understand, this is what I mean when I say that this whole diversity shit that's on the front of the scenes that you guys see on television is all symbolic. But behind the scenes, against the lean, it's all discrimination. They feel the same ish that the people on Fox News tout every day, but yet they're not comfortable saying it because they're liberal media. And have the real people behind the scenes actually come forward and say how they really feel about black people and people of color, they will be canceled. Okay, they can't be a Fox News because Fox News is already branded as a white supremacist channel, right? So when you have a station that's leaning left to mainstream media, and they come out and say how they really feel about people that wear hijabs, okay, then they're going to be canceled. Okay, so this is why I was never down for that show. This is why Amanda Seales, when Amanda Seales was on The Real, okay, she left The Real because people at the top were not taking her comments seriously when it came to like racial issues. It wasn't being handled. Okay, so Amanda Seales says that she's been in this career for a long time and she no longer have to work for an employer that do not take racial situations seriously. You know, she's a multimillionaire, and lucky for her, a blessing by God, she really does not need to work for a company or succumb to a level to a company like Big Lawn does, while there's a known discrimination issue behind the scenes. This woman, Amanda Seales, says she needs a talk show, right? A talk show. When she dragged Kevin Frazier for saying that they should have a kumbaya moment with Red Velvet Sharon Osbourne, all right? She said she needed a talk show. Well, you had a talk show, right? And so y'all think the hosts are the people at the top? No, the hosts aren't the people at the top. The executives, the people, the bald-headed Dr. Phil looking people with the suit and tie, those people are at the top. So until there's actual diversity on the show that represents people at the top, the executives, and goes all the way to the bottom, the host, that's when there's going to be an actual show that is a representation of diversity. The Real is not a representation of diversity. The Real is a bunch of symbolic bullshit that they're getting paid profit-wise, executives, so they can tout pro Black Lives Matter, pro issues, but behind the scenes, against the leans, they are no different than a fucking Fox News white supremacist network, okay? This is why I don't fuck with The Real, and this is why their show is on YouTube. They're fucking like Fox Soul with Vivica Fox and the Cocktails with Queens and all that, and with the Al Reynolds and Funky Needle and all of them. They're an app, okay? They went from being a production show on TV to now being a fucking YouTube show, okay? They're no different than I am, okay? I max more views on some of my videos than they do. They no longer get like 1 million views in a day, bitch. They get like 50K of views in a day if they're lucky on a good day, all right? So that show is fake as fuck, okay? And you can't rebrand your show. That show is supposed to be like a kickback, girl chat, talk about things that, average humans go through and so on and so forth. And now they're trying to be like The View, okay? They're trying to talk about politics. They're trying to talk about racial issues when, mind you, behind the scenes, there's a racial issue, okay? You don't just lose a woman that graduated with a master's degree in African-American studies and she ended up leaving the show because her racial issues behind the scenes are not being handled from the top. So that's why she said she has to leave. But yet they're talking about racial issues. Okay, like how you rebrand your show from like a lifestyle type of show, kickback type of show, to a social issue, political type of show when you have Adrienne Bailon, who allegedly slept with married men, don't have an experience in politics, don't even have a college degree. When you have Loni Love, who's an alleged lesbian, who has an engineering degree. When you have Jeannie Mai, who I love, who I mess with, I'm not even going to come for her because I'm about to get to her and I love her. And who you have Garcelle Bouvet, whatever the fuck her name is, who's an actress. How are these people credible enough to talk about politics or social issues? They had Don Lemon on the show the other day. Don Lemon made them look bad. Like, how does a show go from pop culture? See, they try to be like a Wendy, but then Chris Brown got on their ass and, outed Adrienne Bailon saying she sleep with married men and called Tamar Braxton a Muppet. So they changed that format when Chris Brown said what he said. So they knew not to come for celebrities anymore. So now what they did was they gave a situation that happens in the media and then they touted that questions against all of them because they're all celebrities, right? So that went well for like the past, 3, 4, 5 years when Tamar was on and even when Amanda Seales was on. But then, they just changed. They rebranded their whole show. They're talking about social issues and now they're on YouTube. Why is that show still on air? I don't understand. I don't get it. I really don't understand why that show is on air still. And y'all already know how I feel about Loni Love, and she knows how I feel about her. I don't like her. I don't like fake people. I really don't. How the hell are you trying to get another sister fired, allegedly, or be influenced, allegedly, on getting someone fired, but yet you're touting on E! Nightly Pop with Nina Parker, who I always tweet saying, be careful, that you should... that Black people should stick together, Black TV hosts should stick together, but yet you allegedly try to get a girl fired because she actually was funny, naturally funny, Tamar Braxton, and you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit comedian. You're not funny. I watched all your fucking acts. You're not funny at all. I don't know what Tyrese was thinking during that Star Search. I don't know if you was trying to hand him a DL man on the side, for him to, give you that $100,000 prize, but she's not funny at all. She's not talented. And I believe in karma. And what she did to that girl, because once she got fired from that show, y'all got to understand, you are signed to a contract and there's a clause in place and you cannot be aligned with a talk show after you get axed from a talk show before. So Tamar Braxton's brand was ruined from then. And that started her depression. That started her meltdown, the whole real situation. Big Lawn, Big Muppet, Ham Hockneck, Loni Love started a whole situation. And so when you quit, when you get fired or whatever, when you leave a show, you are tied to a contractual clause that says you cannot, depending on what the contract says, it says that you cannot be a part of a production host. You can't have your own show. And I think that's also the part of the reason why that show with Steve Harvey that she was supposed to have did not work. I know Steve Harvey, he says shit, but he doesn't mean what he says. He doesn't stick with his promises. But at the same time, when you're tied legally to a clause, that's going to fuck up your brand and fuck up your show. And that's what Big Loni Love, allegedly, Ham Hogneck, did to Tamar Braxton. And this is the reason why I believe in karma, because her career is not going to get to a Tiffany Haddish. Her career is not going to get to a Chris Rock, or a Richard Pryor. She's not even near their level, or even a Monique. Like Monique even still has a bigger career than Loni Love. And Monique's been blackballed for what, 15, 20 years? So there's been this whole situation about Jeannie Mai. She just got married. And there's been this circulation of Jeannie Mai not inviting her co-host to the wedding. Jeannie Mai did Jeezy's VIP list. And Jeezy did Jeannie Mai's VIP list. Okay, and I'm going to get to that. I remember when The Real did a segment on the show where it was like open a bag type of segment. And it was that show where Adrienne said she doesn't like her singing voice. Tamara said that she was always labeled a goofy twin, and her other sister, Tia, was labeled a sexy twin, and she always wanted to be sexy. And so they had to open a bag and read the letter. Well, Jeannie's letter was from Tamar, and Jeannie's letter basically said something to the effect of, why do you just, come to work and just do what you have to do and go home? Like, we want to know you on a personal level. And so Jeannie Mai basically said that she feels like she doesn't fit in with the host. You know, Tamar and Tamara Mowry, they have their kids, and she said Adrienne Bailon is just a cool chick, and Lonnie Love is naturally funny. And so she's like, I don't see that I fit in with anyone here. And the girl like bawled out in tears. And Adrian's segment is on the Reels page. Tamara's segment is on the Reel page. I believe Tamar's is still on. I'm not really sure. But Jeannie Mize is not on there. And someone, you know, some people, you know, they upload on their own channels. That's even gone. Like, there's nothing on there to be gone. And I've always related to Jeannie Mai. Jeannie Mai is what? Technically, she's first generation American. She's from an Asian culture. She works her ass off. She's self-made. She's a nice person. And I'm the same way. When I go to work, I don't want to be friends with coworkers. Like, I'm not about to pretend. And so she's the type of person that goes to work and does her job and goes along her business. And so I related to her this whole time. Yeah, she's a little extra into the top, but at the same time, I think she is the underdog that went to the higher dog of that show. And I'm hoping in the future she leaves that damn fucking fake ass show and have her own show. Hell, let Jeezy sponsor that shit and have him co-host with you. All right. She's actually the realest on the show. Lonnie Love, ham hock ass, never invited her co-host to her home. She's fake as fuck. She used comedy to self-project her insecurity and her crying ways of being big ass and fat and everything. You know, so we really don't know nothing about her. And so I always related to Jeannie Mai. You know, I've related to her. You know, and so they had this wedding. They didn't invite the co-host at all whatsoever. And so there was this big controversy as to why Jeannie Mai didn't invite her co-host. And I do remember on the show, I watch it sometimes. They were like, you better invite me to the wedding. Jeannie Mai was, I think she was like, I'm going to invite them to the wedding. And so she didn't invite them to the wedding. None of the co-hosts went. Actually, before the wedding even started, Elaine from The Talk and Jeannie Mai, they're close, and Elaine was praying for her, like on the phone, you know, praying for her, you know, making sure that, hey, you know, all positive energies for your wedding. Don't worry about anything outside of the wedding, you know, whether it's an employee or a coworker or whatever, you know, great blessings to you in your new life and your new marriage. And so I would invite my coworkers to the wedding. I would invite them to the wedding. And it's like, Jeannie Mai has always been the underdog of that show. I felt like she was the most disliked person on that show by her co-host. I always felt like Tamara Mowry and even Tamar, who I love, Tamar Braxton, Amanda Seales that replaced her, who I started to love as well. Lonnie Love, they all and Adrienne Bailon low key be throwing shade at the girl, you know, because the girl is smart, she's self-made. You know, she didn't go to college. She worked her way up to where she is now, and that takes a lot of intelligence, that takes dedication, that takes consistency, that takes persistency, and they're jealous of her. Big Lawn is not funny. She probably got that show by sucking pussy, low-key, allegedly, because she's a lesbian, allegedly. You know, if y'all watch that interview of her comedian coach, who, you know, by looking at her, you can tell that, you know, she likes the same sex, nothing wrong with that. But I was listening to the interview, and I'm so pissed off. What is wrong with this blogger? I like her channel and everything, but she interviewed Tommy Williams, and I told her why. This is before the whole Tommy Williams situation happened. I'm like, why didn't you ask this question? This is why I hate watching people that are DJs and polished hosts or whatever, because they don't ask the right questions. And then that whole situation about Tommy Williams came out, and I was right. She should have asked a comedic writer, were you and Lonnie Love intimate? I don't know why she didn't ask that question. Why? Okay, because even a lot of people low-key thinks Lonnie Love is a lesbian, you know, even on a Reel. Like, you know, so it's like, I don't blame Jeannie Mai for not inviting to the wedding. Like, to me, it's like, I like to compartmentalize my life. I don't believe in being friends with coworkers. I don't. I've never did, ever. I've never made a friend with a coworker, ever, because I'm by the book. You're not supposed to do that. I don't shit where I eat. That's what I'm saying, all right? So, you know, this is why I don't like people. Like, if I ever get towards a show, I can't be one no co-host or whatever. It has to be my own thing, you know. And I'm like Joy Behar in a sense. I can't fake to like Meghan McCain. You're gonna know if I don't like somebody. Like, I just can't fake it. It's on my face. You're gonna see it. My mannerisms, my body language is there. You're gonna see if I don't like you. You're going to know. So Jeezy did a VIP list. and Jeannie did Jeezy's, and Jeezy's did Jeannie. So like they wanted personal people that they know, like for most of their lives, to come to the wedding, and it was limited. They did blame COVID for the situation. So I guess COVID was the reason. But I've watched Jeannie Mai's like half of the clip of her explaining her wedding a little bit. And this struck to me what she said. She said she didn't want anything like a wedding dress or, and I took it as anyone, like an actual human from her past, to be a part of her important life, you know. So meaning that, well, I mean, I guess I can't really say that because she got married before she got the job on the Real. But at the same time, if you think about it, you know, a big proportion of her divorce was on that show. So maybe she didn't want nobody on that show to be a part of this new portion of her life because she didn't want that bad energy to be the second time with this new marriage. You see what I mean? So I don't blame her for not inviting them to the show. Garcelle is new to the Real. Lonnie Love never invite people to their house. Adrienne Bailon is just, you know, just Jeannie's little fake little friend. And who's the other chick on the show? I really don't know. Am I missing somebody? Garcelle, Lonnie Love, Jeannie Mai, Garcelle Bouvet. Fuck, I think that's all. That's all the hosts. So I don't blame her. I would invite him to the wedding. Hell, if I had my own wedding, if I nobody's coming to my wedding. I don't have nobody to invite. I don't. You know, my other half may if I do get married, which I don't think I am, but my other half may. But I'm not inviting nobody. I'm not. Dead or alive, parents dead or alive, siblings dead or alive, uncles, aunts dead or alive, and I got a big family. Ain't nobody coming to my wedding. And with Arab weddings, it's like everybody, if you don't know them, come to your wedding. But there ain't nobody coming to my wedding. All right, so that's the whole situation like this. Look, if Jeannie Mai gets her own show, and even Wendy said this one time, Jeannie Mai, if you are offered your own show, you better leave that little talk show. You better leave and get your own show. Ain't no friends in this game. You better leave. I sure would. This is why I don't believe in industry friends. I don't believe in having friends within the same industry, because when it comes down to the time, you're gonna have to pay your own bills, your money. They're not supplying your own bills. They're not supplying your own money. So Jeannie Mai, I can see you getting, I don't know, doing a game show or maybe having a talk show with Jeezy or something in the future. I hope that happens for you. And, you know, you're like literally the only host that I like on that show. I don't really like the other ones. And I'm rooting for you. You know, she was the underdog of that show. Like they all picked on her for no reason. I really don't know why, because she's herself, you know, and I just don't like people like that. So I wish her well and I wish her the best. And I hope she does come on the show. And fuck the Real for being discriminatory towards two hijabi women that were told to sit in the back because they didn't want to be seen on camera. Fuck you, the Real. Fuck you, the Real. All right. And I hope y'all get canceled too. All right. So fuck the Real. All right. So let's talk about the talk. All right. The talk is basically full of shit. The talk is a full of shit show. All right. I'm going to paste a call-in link if y'all want to come in on camera. I prefer you on camera, but if you don't want to, that's fine too. The talk is a shitty show. All right. The talk has always been low in ratings. Conservative media is basically saying the reason why the talk is low in the ratings is because Red Velvet, Sharon Osbourne left. And so I think part of it is true, but look, I've been talking about the talk before, you know, this whole thing with the Piers Morgan and Sharon Osbourne happened. That show always lacked ratings. That show won several Emmys only because Eyelid Julie's husband was the president of CBS, Les Moonves. Fun fact, Les Moonves actually let Lonnie Love out of her contract to do a project. I'm not sure if it's with The Real or whatever, but okay, when you link Les Moonves and Lonnie Love together, don't they match? Two snakes. So they won several Emmys because Les Moonves was the husband of Julie Chen. So when you have a Julie Chen on a show, who's also on a show called Big Brother by CBS, yes, you're going to get awards. Yes, you're going to get Emmys and stuff. So when she quit the show because she did not have the audacity to face the masses after she told Camille Cosby to leave her husband, Bill Cosby, but yet she didn't want to leave her husband who allegedly sexually harassed, probably sexually raped, allegedly, a whole bunch of people behind the scenes, interns and staffers, allegedly. All right. So she said she wanted to quit. She's standing by her husband, her white husband. So y'all gotta understand, in the Asian culture, is either you gotta marry within your race or you gotta marry the next superior race in line. Well, I'm not gonna say the next superior race, or you gotta marry the superior race in line, whites. And that's true, that's facts. There's articles about it. I know a lot of Asians people, and they don't want you. Jeannie, my mom, even got mad when she married Freddie. Okay, and they took her time to come around. They definitely don't want. They don't want you bringing a black person home because the color of the skin of the baby, and because the black race is still seen as the inferior race to Asians. And that's just true shit. So Jeannie Mai didn't want a small penis to dick her down, so she got someone next in line, a white man with Freddie. You know, but she really wanted a black man. You remember on the show, she liked her black meat on the side, but her white meat in and there. So, you know, all this time she really wanted a black man, but her mom was like, no, I don't want you to marry a black man, you know? So, and the thing is, I'm gonna get back to the talk, how I relate to Jeannie Mai, because I've watched her mother and Jeannie Mai interact. Jeannie Mai and her mother got in a big fight, you know, on her YouTube channel, and her mother is a narcissist. Her mother believes that she's right because she is the mom and she's older than Jeannie Mai. And so I come from that culture where there's no such thing as apology. There's no such thing as if a parent do me wrong, I gotta accept it. There's no such thing as apology because there is a sense of hierarchy. I'm the parent, you're the child. And so that's the same way within the Asian culture as well, especially if you're from overseas. Like, they don't believe in apologizing to their son. They don't believe in depression. They don't believe in bipolar disorder. They don't believe in therapy. They just say, get over it. Like, you know, get over it. I'm from Vietnam, or I'm from Palestine, or whatever. I faced the trenches. I came here. I'm not depressed. What's wrong with you? You know, so that's the situation. Mental illness is still seen as a stigma. So her mom is a narcissist, like a straight up narcissist. And her mom actually reminds me of someone in my media family. So I relate to her in the sense of when she said on the reel that she does not relate to any of the hosts. I'm like, girl, it don't matter about the host. Because at the end of the day, you guys are the board of directors, not these damn coworkers. They're going to say they want you on the show. You know, the hosts don't matter. You guys matter. You guys are to say in terms of who stays on air, who gets the job, who's popular, not your damn coworkers in the entertainment industry. So Jeannie Mai was always loved by people who watched her. It don't matter if she wasn't loved by her coworkers. Because at the end of the day, what? Money matters, right? The money matters. And so that show's probably only lit because she's on there. You know, she's on the show. So with the talk, after Julie Chen left, that show lost a lot of ratings. And I've always said that the talk was the lowest, is a loser show. And it's a loser show in the sense of they're like a cookie cutter. I don't know. They just really don't. It's too positive. It's too polished. You need somebody with a big mouth. And I know Sharon Osbourne was there, but even when she was on the show, it didn't seem like she wanted to be there. And so, like, the only way for that show to survive if they hire somebody that has credibility in the industry, that has a big following, like a Rosie O'Donnell, you know, to get that show back up in the air. Like, you got a black chick, Elaine River, and you got a white chick, I don't know. And then you got Cheryl Underwood, and you got Carrie Ann who left the show. So they need somebody well known to be a part of that show, and they need to revamp shit. You know, otherwise that show should be off the air. I don't know why that show is still on, to be honest with you. You know, now when Sharon Osbourne left the show, yes, I'm sure like a lot of conservative women, whatever, a lot of conservative women, my bad, y'all. a lot of conservative women didn't want to be a part of it because they were like, why am I going to be a part of a show that's called A Talk when I can't talk how I want to talk? And so I personally believe, and I know I said she should have got fired, but I kind of take it back. They should have kept her on the show and have a discussion about it. That would have brought in ratings, and they would have also probably got what do you call it? Like a pat on the back for being a show that's not about being cancellation, being a left show, a liberal show. So, they would have got brownie points for that. So it was like, I don't care if she called old girl a pussy licker or what's his name? Julie Chen a wonton, which I never heard that word in my life. Like, to me, I'm like, what's wrong with that? I know something's wrong with that, of course, but I was like, y'all know who y'all hired. Y'all know who Sharon Osbourne really is. And I think CBS did know who she was before, but it got to the point where it went viral. Social media took over. And it's like, if the Talk don't fire the girl, and then they're going to have a protest. So that show should be off the air. I think Rosie O'Donnell will be a good part of the job. She's seasoned. She got a lot of followers. She knows what she's talking about. She knows how to run a fucking show. I'm sure she can make that show ratings go up. She had a successful talk show herself. She was successful on The View. So I think she would be great for that show. And so with the Talk, I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do because that show is too Disney-like, too cookie-cutter show, right? Can we talk about Wendy real quick? If anybody want to come on, just stream our link. Let me read y'all comments. That's the StreamYard link. Look, I'm promoting myself, patreon.com. Hey, Cameron. Okay. Meghan McCain on my last nerves. I don't like her. Meghan McCain got Simon. What? Because if her family, I don't know what that means. I'm from the hood and we are just like the rest of y'all. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why people are so infatuated with being from the hood. You have the fact you're young, you'll win it in the business, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Rachel does braids. Rachel does all, you can do it. Wesley, when the internet is the door, bro. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a blessing now. Everybody want to be black until it's time. Exactly. Fun fact, a lot of famous rappers come from the suburbs, not the hood. I don't agree. Her dad being Billy Ray has definitely helped her. I think it helped her, but her talent speaks for itself. The girl is talented. You can't deny that. I mean, I'm not a big fan of her voice, Miley Cyrus, but she do got a voice. Come on now. Like, she could sing better than her dad, When I said Fox News, I meant Fox, the network, being a part of The Real. I'm not a fan of The Real, The View, or The Talk. Bores me, sorry. I can't stand Meghan McCain. Here's Deborah. Deborah, if you're still on here, why don't you come on live since you're always in my comments talking shit? All you do is pick on Meghan McCain. It gets really old fast. She doesn't have to agree with you. I'm hurting. Ham hog neck. No time to see. What you mean? I've been making videos. Get off his live. All right, let's see. Team Lonnie. All right. Oh, Lord. Meghan McCain does not have to agree with. I don't care about her views. Her views aren't her views. First of all, she's not a real conservative. I personally think her husband gonna beat her ass if she don't tout the shit that he say. If anybody want to come on and say something, you and Fox News, little boy Tucker can go read or read. No, I don't even like CNN. CNN is just as fake as the other networks. I agree. All right. That's why I can't stand gays sometimes. Why you can't stand gays? I can hear you. They go above and beyond when things aren't even going down like that. What are you talking about, Miguel? There is a way to speak and present. Bro, allegedly is all you say. Yada, yada, yada. Hey, Chris, how are you? Just bring facts. Wilson Family Media. I'm doing all right. All right, so since nobody want to come on StreamYard, then I'm going to continue what I'm saying. But I'd appreciate if you go on Patreon, $5 minimum donation. That would mean a lot. I'm going to keep that on there for promotion. So Wendy, y'all feel bad for Wendy. I really feel bad for her. It's obvious that that white man, Mike Esterman, that she's with is not for her. And all three of those people that were the last three people on her show were part of the industry. The security guard was part of the entertainment industry. The jazz singer was a part of the entertainment industry. And Mike Esterman has been a part of the entertainment industry forever. You know, he's best friends with Mario Lopez. He worked with Juliana Rancic. And so I personally, and he didn't really brand himself as that. He'd say he's a contractor. Well, bullshit. Dude, I don't know if he's sucking Mario Lopez dick, but every fucking post on his Instagram page is Mario Lopez. Like, I'm like, imagine, I'm like, dude, you his publicist? He's like, nah, I'm just a supporter. Nah, dog, you just want to get them fucking likes on your Instagram page. So I personally feel like that this man is not for Wendy Williams. He even went on television, an interview, and said that Wendy Williams is not his type. So I don't know about y'all, but would you be with somebody that basically said they're not your type? And I asked if I could interview him. He said, I got to call Wendy's PR. So Wendy got him locked down. Mike Esterman went on an interview and said Wendy Williams is not his type. Yes, the dude he did the game, the dude she did the dating game with. So he's not the right person for her. I think what Wendy needs is someone like Master P. Wendy is good, it's cool. If you want to get a thug, but a thug that's not a thug like he's like 20, 21 years old, shooting up people, whatever. It's fine. You know, get somebody like, they got some old like dudes that's like Master P out here. You know, so that Mike Esterman thing is just, you know, for pictures and to make Kevin Hunter jealous. It's not really for anything, you know. It's really not for anything. So I feel bad for her. I really do. So I want to play a clip of Tim Scott. All right. Tim Scott, the senator who says that there's no such thing as systemic racism in this country. I want to play him talking, play a little clip.
Good morning, John. I hope you're doing well. I am. Last time we were talking, we got cut a little tight there in conversations about your effort to pass some police reform through the Senate. So we're going to start there today. When we talked, it was in the summer. You were pessimistic. You have recently said you are optimistic about the course of negotiations. What gives you that optimism?
Well, John, let me just say this. One of the reasons why I asked to lead this police reform conversation on my side of the aisle is because I personally understand the pain of being stopped 18 times driving while black. I also have seen the beauty of when officers go door to door with me on Christmas morning, delivering presents to kids in the most underserved communities. So I think I bring an equilibrium to the conversation. One of the reasons why I'm hopeful is because, in a way, this time, my friends on the left aren't looking for the issue. They're looking for a solution. And the things that I offered last year are more popular this year. That gives me reasons to be hopeful. And frankly, John, I was thinking about this. Think about the parts of the two bills that are in common. Data collection. I think through negotiations and conversations, we are now closer on no-knock warrants and chokeholds. And there's something called Section 1033 that has to do with getting government equipment from the military for local police. I think we're making progress there, too. So we have literally been able to bring these two bills very close together. And if we remember, the goal isn't for Republicans or Democrats to win, but for our communities to feel safer and our officers to feel respected. If we can accomplish those two major goals, the rest will be history.
A lot sunnier picture of them.
He is such a fool. This man said he was stopped 18 damn times for being black, yet there's no such thing as systematic racism. A lot of people were surprised that Kamala Harris said there's no such thing as systematic racism. And I told y'all that y'all voted for her ass and y'all should have seen her true colors before y'all voted for her ass, because I've seen it already. Miss Montel Williams, Miss Willie Brown got her career to the top by dating men that were already at the top. She really don't know shit, Kamala Harris. And so she's no different than a Tim Scott, in my opinion. So no, I'm not calling her Vice President Kamala Harris. Her name's Kamala Harris to me. So, I mean, if I call her Vice President Kamala Harris, then I would have voted for her, right? So, dude got stopped 18 times and says there's no systematic racism. Dude says that he goes around door to door currently during the holidays with police. Currently, well, you're a damn black man with a fucking suit and tie on with a credible title, and you're saying the police are respecting you, going around door to door with presents. Well, duh, you're the fucking senator. Of course, they're going to respect you as a black man. Had you been a random black person, you probably wouldn't be respected. So, he knows there's issues in this country that needs to be fixed. There is no systemic racism in this country. Then why the fuck are you vouching for police reform? Why the fuck did you acknowledge that you were stopped 18 times by police officers? That don't make no fucking sense. Like, where is the boundary with these politicians? Where is the boundaries of African-American people of color politicians that literally they just want to say anything and everything so they can be aligned with Donald Trump? And y'all know what? This is really some high school white people type of ish where they're touting towards the bully so they can get some type of credibility, or so they can be played as the favorite. This is what this politics on the right is. You know, some white people, corny type of shit. And I'm not trying to be racist or anything. I'm just saying that we don't do this. People of color, black people, we don't tout towards the bully, you know, to be like. This is some high school corny ass shit. Like, they're all sucking Donald Trump's dick. Do y'all not see that? You know, like an old ass fucking white man. You know, that really doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. I really don't understand how, you know, actually I do understand because the majority of Republicans are white people, white supremacists. So of course they're going to tout towards, you know, a corny ass twice impeached president. Okay. Like, and, you know, you have the Senator Tim Scott, who, you know, probably was one of those people that wore those khaki ass fucking shorts and, you know, the slim polo shirt. If you hit me, I'm going to call a lawyer type, you know, so he's one of them. You know what I mean? So I just really don't understand why he feels or why Montel Williams, Kamala Harris feels like there's no systematic racism in this country. I really don't. I really don't understand. I really don't feel it. All right. I mean, I don't have anything else to say about him or that. I personally feel like he's selling his soul just because he wants to have political gain. Mike Pence is no different as well. Dude, you almost lost your life. January 6th, you almost lost your life from your supporters. Like, and now you're coming out trying to be in goodwill of Donald Trump. You almost lost your life, dude. That's crazy. Like, how low can somebody go for you to say, you know what, this is wrong? It don't make no fucking sense. So, y'all being quiet tonight. The last thing I want to get to is Caitlyn Jenner. And I hope anyone that's on here that's in California, don't vote for that thing, please.
So there's legislation in various states to ban biological boys who are trans from playing girls' sports in school. What's your opinion on that?
This is a question of fairness. That's why I oppose biological boys who are trans competing in girls' sports in school. It just isn't fair. And we have to protect girls' sports in our school.
But if someone transitions and now identifies as a girl, isn't it delegitimizing their identity to prevent
Have a good day.
Yeah, so isn't it delegitimizing the gender that she want to be called a she? But yet you're fucking saying that a man that wants to be a girl cannot be playing in girl sports. What kind of fucking contradictory gender are you? Okay. I personally agree what Caitlyn is saying. I don't even feel like I personally agree what Bruce Jenner is saying. Since you want to play that game, I'm gonna call him Bruce. You know, I don't feel like a transgender person, a man transitions to a woman or a woman transitions to a woman. We don't talk about the woman transitioning to a man if she want to play a basketball or whatever. It's always the man transitioning into a woman. You know, because of course when you are LGBT, you're more feminine. So I don't know, but yeah. I personally don't agree with it. I agree with her what she was saying. Well, I agree with Bruce, what Bruce was saying about, you know, it's not fair, but at the same time, you're contradicting who you are as a person. Like, you want to call yourself a woman. And this is not just the situation. Bruce Jenner does not believe in gay marriage, but yet you are transgender. She doesn't believe in gay marriage. Bruce, I'm being Joy Behar. Bruce does not believe in gay marriage, okay? But aren't you a transgender? Aren't you part of the LGBT community? So why don't you believe in gay marriage? That doesn't make any sense. And Bruce Jenner is talking about being fair, but yet she got into a car accident and ran over. She hit a car, and that car hit a car, and that person she hit was like a late 60s. I think her name was Kim Howe, and she passed away. And this is why I separate LGBT white people and people of color and black people, because Bruce Jenner did not get a charge. And this is before she transitioned. You know, she did not get a charge, not even a minor charge, not a misdemeanor charge. She got away scot-free. I don't know how much money she gave, but she got away free. No charge. If you want to talk fairness, your ass should be in jail for killing somebody. I don't care if it wasn't intentionally, that you was driving illegally. He wasn't respecting the world. So Bruce Jenner could go to hell, and you know, that's all I got to say about that. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Y'all quiet tonight. I understand it's Sunday. I hope everyone had a great weekend, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Deuces. Yeah.